welcome to our deep dive into the world of idioms. We've got a whole list of everyday idioms to explore today.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
It is. So, we use idioms all the time without even thinking about it.
Right.
Like spill the beans or bite the bullet. But have you ever stopped to think about what those phrases actually mean? Like literally.
Now that you mention it, bite the bullet does sound a little strange when you say it out loud.
Yeah. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take a deep dive into the meanings and the origins of some of these quirky phrases.
So we're going beyond just the surface level.
Exactly. We're going to uncover the stories behind these idioms and see what they can tell us about our language, our culture, and even ourselves.
That sounds fascinating. I'm ready to dive in.
Me too. So before we get started, let's just quickly define what an idiom is, just in case anyone's not quite sure.
Good idea.
An idiom is basically a phrase that has a figurative meaning that's different from the literal meaning of the words.
Right, like kick the bucket doesn't actually involve any buckets or kicking.
Exactly. So let's jump right in. This first one always makes me smile. Paint the town red.
Ooh, that one sounds fun.
It does, right. But what does it actually mean? I mean, are we literally talking about grabbing some paint and vandalizing buildings?
Thankfully, no. Paint the town red means to have a really wild and enjoyable time, to go out and celebrate.
Ah, so it's about having a night out, letting loose, maybe hitting up some bars or clubs?
Exactly. It's about having a memorable, fun-filled evening.
I see. So like when you really want to celebrate something special.
Right, like a birthday, a promotion, or even just the end of a long week.
Okay, I get it. Paint the town red. Got it. All right, next up we have butterflies in my stomach.
Ooh, that word gives me a funny feeling just hearing it.
Right. It's a little bit visceral.
It is, and I think most people can relate to that feeling.
Yeah, for sure. But what does it actually mean? Are we talking about a literal swarm of butterflies in our digestive system?
Thankfully, no. Butterflies in your stomach means you're feeling nervous or anxious, usually about something exciting or nerve-wracking that's about to happen.
Oh, so like before a big presentation, a first date, or maybe even before going on a roller coaster.
Exactly. It's that fluttery feeling of anticipation and nervousness all mixed together.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's not always a bad feeling.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It can be a sign that you're about to do something outside your comfort zone or something that really matters to you.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's move on to one that's a bit more grim. Kick the bucket.
Ooh, that one's a little dark.
Yeah, it is. I mean, what's the story behind that one? Are we actually kicking buckets?
Well, the origins are a bit uncertain, but one theory is that it refers to the way people used to hang themselves. They would stand on an overturned bucket, put the noose around their neck, and then kick the bucket away.
Wow, that's pretty morbid.
Yeah, definitely not a pleasant image. Thankfully, we use it much more lightheartedly these days.
So nowadays it just means to die, but in a less formal, maybe even a little bit humorous way.
Right. It's not something you'd say at a funeral, but you might hear it in a casual conversation or maybe a movie.
Okay, kick the bucket noted. All right, let's lighten things up a bit with this one piece of cake.
Oh, I like this one.
Me too. It sounds easy and delicious.
Right. And it actually means something is very easy to do.
So it's not about actually eating cake.
Not unless you want it to be. But figuratively, it means something is simple, no problem at all.
I get it. Like if someone asks you to do a simple task.
Exactly. You might say, oh, that's a piece of cake.
Okay, piece of cake, easy peasy. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? How about hit the nail on the head?
Ooh, that one sounds precise.
It does. It makes me think of like a carpenter or something.
Yeah, it's a very visual idiom.
So what's the meaning behind it? Are we talking about actual hammers and nails?
Well, not literally, no. Hit the nail on the head means to be exactly right about something, to say or do something perfectly.
Ah, so it's like you've identified the core issue or you've come up with a perfect solution.
Exactly. You've hit the nail right on the head, no pun intended.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Hit the nail on the head. Got it.
Yeah.
All right, let's do one more before we take a break. How about let the cat out of the bag?
Oh, that's a good one. I always picture a mischievous cat running around.
Haha, me too. But what does it actually mean? Is it about a real cat escaping from a bag?
Not quite, but the origin is kind of funny. Back in the day, people would sometimes sell piglets in bags at markets. But, some sneaky sellers would try to trick people by putting a cat in the bag instead.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so if the cat managed to get out, the secret would be revealed.
Ah, I see. So let the cat out of the bag means to accidentally reveal a secret.
Exactly. It's about spilling the beans, usually without meaning to.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, I think we've covered some great idioms so far.
Yeah, we have. And we've only just scratched the surface. There are so many more idioms to explore.
I know. It's amazing how many of these colorful phrases we use in everyday conversation without even realizing it.
It's like a whole secret language hidden in plain sight.
Exactly.
And you know what's even more fascinating?
What's that?
Is that these idioms can tell us a lot about our history, our culture, and even our psychology.
Oh, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Well, for example, the fact that we have so many idioms about animals suggests that humans have always had a close relationship with the natural world.
That makes sense.
And the fact that so many idioms are based on everyday objects or activities shows how language is shaped by our lived experiences.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's like language is a reflection of who we are and how we see the world.
Exactly.
That's really fascinating. I'm looking forward to digging even deeper into the world of idioms.
Me too.
So I think it's time for a quick break, but we'll be back soon with more idiom adventures.
I can't wait.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Looking forward to it.
Welcome back to our idiom adventure. We uncovered some pretty interesting origins and meanings in that last batch, didn't we?
We did. It's amazing how much history and culture is packed into these everyday phrases.
Right, like who knew kick the bucket had such a dark past?
Yeah, that one was a bit of a shocker. But it's a good reminder that language is constantly evolving.
So true. Okay, ready to tackle some more idioms?
Bring them on! I'm curious to see what other linguistic gems we can uncover.
All right, this one's a classic bite the bullet.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. It sounds kind of painful, though.
It does, right? Like, are we talking about actual biting?
Well, not literally, no. Bite the bullet means to face a difficult situation with courage and determination.
Ah, so it's about tackling something unpleasant head on.
Exactly. It's about pushing through the discomfort and getting it done.
I could see that. So like if you have to have a difficult conversation with someone.
Right, or maybe you have to do a task that you've been putting off.
Yeah, those are definitely bite the bullet moments. Okay, what about this one? Cost an arm and a leg.
Ooh, that one sounds expensive.
It does. Is it about literal body parts?
Thankfully, no. Cost an arm and a leg means something is very expensive.
So it's like saying something costs a fortune.
Exactly. It's used to emphasize how pricey something is.
Makes sense. Like those designer shoes I've had my eye on.
Uh-huh. Those might cost you an arm and a leg. Okay, this next one is a bit more mysterious. Cry over spilled milk.
That one's interesting. Like, why would you cry over spilled milk?
Well, that's exactly the point. Cry over spilled milk means to dwell on something that's already happened and can't be changed.
So it's about letting go of the past and moving on.
Right. It's a reminder that it's pointless to waste energy on things you can't control.
That's good advice. We should all try not to cry over spilled milk. All right, what's next on our list?
How about cut to the chase? I feel like I hear that one all the time.
Me too. But I've never really thought about what it means.
Well, cut to the chase means to get straight to the point without wasting time on unnecessary details.
So it's like saying, skip the small talk and tell me what's important.
Exactly. It's often used in situations where time is of the essence, or when someone is being too wordy.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like in a meeting when you're running short on time.
Right. Or maybe when you're listening to someone tell a long, rambling story and you just want to know the ending.
Yeah. Okay, cut to the chase. Got it. All right, what else do we have? Oh, this one's interesting. Get cold feet.
Ooh, that one sounds chilly.
It does, right. But I don't think it's about actual temperature.
You're right. Get cold feet means to lose your nerve or back out of something at the last minute, usually due to fear or anxiety.
Like when you're about to do something big and scary.
Exactly. Like getting married, giving a speech, or maybe even quitting your job.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. Okay, get cold feet noted. All right, let's see. What about this one? Go with the flow.
Ooh, I like that one. It sounds very relaxed and adaptable.
Me too. It makes me think of like a river or something.
It does. Go with the flow means to be flexible and adaptable, to accept things as they come without resisting or trying to control everything.
So it's about being open to new experiences and embracing the unexpected.
Right. It's about letting go of rigid plans and being willing to adjust to changing circumstances.
That's a great philosophy. I think we could all benefit from going with the flow a little more.
I agree. Sometimes the best things in life happen when we let go of our need to control everything.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Okay, go with the flow check. What else is on our list? Ooh, this one's a good one. Hit the road.
Oh, yeah. It makes me think of road trips and adventures.
Me too. So are we talking about literally hitting the pavement?
Not quite. Hit the road means to begin a journey or to leave a place.
So it's about setting off on an adventure, whether it's a physical journey or maybe even a metaphorical one.
Exactly. It's about embracing new experiences and moving forward.
I love that. Okay, hit the road. Got it.
Yeah.
What else do we have? How about hold your horses?
That one sounds like a warning.
It does, right? Like slow down or something.
You're on the right track. Hold your horses means to be patient and wait before doing something.
So it's about pausing before you act.
Exactly. It's often used to caution someone against rushing into things.
Makes sense. Like if someone's about to make a rash decision.
Right, or maybe they're getting ahead of themselves and need to slow down a bit.
Okay, hold your horses, check.
Oh.
What else is on our list? Ooh, this one's a good one. In hot water.
Ooh, that one sounds uncomfortable.
It does. Like, are we talking about a literal bath?
Not quite. In hot water means to be in trouble or facing difficult consequences.
Ah, so it's like you've done something wrong and you're about to get in trouble.
Exactly. It's about being in a precarious situation.
Okay, in hot water. Got it. All right, let's see. What else? Ooh, how about kill two birds with one stone?
That one sounds efficient.
It does, right.
God.
But it also sounds kind of mean to the birds.
Well, thankfully, it's not about actually harming any birds. Kill two birds with one stone means to accomplish two things at once with a single action.
So it's about being productive and making the most of your time.
Exactly. It's about finding clever solutions that streamline your efforts.
I like that. We should all try to kill two birds with one stone more often.
I agree. It's all about working smarter, not harder. Right.
Exactly. Okay, kill two birds with one stone. Check. What else do we have on our list? Welcome back for our final round of idiom exploration. It feels like we've uncovered a whole treasure trove of linguistic gems.
We have. It's amazing how these seemingly simple phrases can spark such lively discussion.
Right, like who knew there was so much history and nuance packed into those everyday expressions we use?
It's like each idiom has its own little story to tell.
Exactly. Okay, so before we wrap up our deep dive, I wanted to touch on a couple of bigger picture ideas that came up for me as we were exploring these idioms.
Oh, I'm intrigued. What are you thinking about?
Well, we've talked a lot about how idioms reflect our culture and our shared experiences, right?
Right.
But I'm also wondering about the flip side of that. Like, can idioms also shape the way we think and perceive the world?
That's a really interesting question, and I think the answer is definitely yes.
Really?
Think about it. When we use idioms like seeing is believing or time is money, we're not just expressing ideas, we're also reinforcing certain ways of thinking about the world.
Ah, I see what you mean. Like those idioms suggest that visual evidence is the most reliable form of proof, or that time is a valuable commodity that should be used wisely.
Exactly. So by using these idioms, we're not only reflecting cultural values, but also perpetuating them.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. Yeah. So in a way, idioms are kind of like these subtle mental frameworks that shape our understanding of the world.
That's a great way to put it. They're like these little lenses through which we filter our experiences.
That's fascinating. It makes you realize how much language can influence our thoughts and perceptions.
And our actions too. Because if we believe that time is money, we might be more likely to prioritize productivity and efficiency over things like leisure or relaxation.
Right. It's like those idioms can become these self-fulfilling prophecies.
Exactly. So it's important to be mindful of the idioms we use and to consider how they might be shaping our thinking, both consciously and unconsciously.
Okay, that's a really good point. We need to be aware of those linguistic influences. So, as we wrap up our deep dive, do you have any final thoughts or advice for our listeners?
Well, first of all, I'd say don't be afraid to use idioms. They add color and personality to our language.
Right, they make our conversations more lively and engaging.
But at the same time, let's be mindful of the idioms we choose and how they might be perceived by others, especially those from different cultures or backgrounds.
Yeah, that's so important. We want to be inclusive and respectful in our communication.
And finally, let's all keep exploring the wonderful world of idioms. There's always something new to discover.
I agree. It's like a never-ending linguistic adventure.
It is. So keep your ears open, stay curious, and most importantly, have fun with language.
That's great advice. Thanks for joining me on this idiom exploration. It's been a blast.
It has. Thanks for having me.
And to all our listeners, thanks for tuning in. We hope you've enjoyed our deep dive into the world of idioms. Until next time, happy idiom hunting.